knee-jerk reaction to the word racism. There's absolutely a knee-jerk. Nobody ever wants to be called a racist.
Especially her. This woman, although that actually sounded like she was going to say something of value, she is not a Saturday Night Live comedian. It reminds me of that soft-spoken, I can't remember which actress did that on SNL, but this woman, in a second, she's going to tell a story about a guy who dies in a fire. So I want you to notice, I can't remember her name, it's probably better I don't say it, but she talks about, I think she said years ago, she was in southeast Louisiana, I want to say, and she was on an internship. She doesn't say an internship for what? For what? Is she a lawyer? Is she a writer? Or it's vague enough that just it makes you wonder if the story is true, is what I'm going after. And she says something about a man. I think she's implying because he was black, he was allowed to die in the house fire because the hoses weren't long enough. So I'm laughing because I don't believe the story is true, and I would challenge her to even find that guy's name, or even give me the address. Show me some record that house at that address burned down. She'll say she doesn't remember, but what's interesting is she's trying to compare it to the fire that happened here in Peekskill. And I don't mean any disrespect to those people who just recently lost their home. That's a really sad, tragic thing. But this woman is implying that because the pipes weren't wide enough and the hoses weren't long enough, that the man couldn't get out of his house. And that makes no fucking sense. And the woman is from Sleepy Hollow. What the hell is she doing here? Because she's a member of CPAC and supports the Coalition for Assholes, whatever they call themselves.
But I firmly believe
you do
that if we're born white in this country, we're part of a structure.
Like listen to that snicker. If we're born white, we're just stupid assholes who are hypocrites and have no real vision of any kind of future for the betterment of anyone's life, but we're going to try real hard to be as condescending as we can.
That perpetuates it. I heard the fire victims tonight. I was on a project in southwestern Louisiana doing an internship. A man's house burned to the ground.
Oh. Okay, so she's on an internship and a man's house burned to the ground, okay? On deck, why aren't you interrupting her?
Because the fire hydrant was too far away, and the hoses were not long enough. He was in the house.
Okay, so because the hoses weren't long enough, does that mean that the firemen were so busy, like, arguing over who forgot the extension for the hose that nobody bothered to save the man? What is your fucking point?
And he died in that fire. And the gratitude I have here is that nobody died here.
Isn't this woman just an angel from God? I mean, how blessed are we to have her shower us with her holy presence?
Nobody died.
There's on deck, being a cheerleader, being a big mouth fucking fat ass clown.
Also, I heard Mr. Adamick talk about qualities of leadership. And statistically, the quality most admired among leaders is historically its honesty. That's the highest value honored. And the last thing I want to say is that people like to say we should all be colorblind. You know, it's only white people who talk about being colorblind. I've never heard a black person say, I'm colorblind.
I would agree with that.
Food for thought.
Wow.
Thank you.
Gross.
Okay, moving on to new business. It's a relative